Very good morning. In this session, I am going to build a Jenkins pipeline to deploy a SpringBoot Back End application from Git repository. This exercise is a continuation over previous exercise, that is skill number 5. So before doing this, make sure that you need to install following things: Git, Jenkins, Apache Tomcat, Maven and Java. Kindly follow the video link and complete it so that you can proceed with the next step. So, okay, let me go into our e-commerce backend application. Let me download the source file which is available in my Git repository. Just to download it. So let me take this file into my desktop. Okay, so let me extract it. So this is my file. So I want to open. So now you see that. So this is my complete application. I want to deploy it into Apache Tomcat through CI/CD, that is Jenkins integration. So, but before we do that step, let me try to check whether it is running properly in my local machine or not. Once it is successfully running, then we will move on to the CI/CD integration. Okay, so open your Spring Tool Suite, go to File, Import, Existing Maven project, click on Next. Now browse your application. In the desktop it is available. So now here, from here you can select the folder, click on Finish. So you have to wait till the completion of 100%. So now hopefully all the files are loaded into that e-commerce application. Go to SRC main resources, take application.properties. Okay, so now you see that what I want to do is I am going to run this Spring Boot application in 9090 port number. We all know that our front end also running in the same port number, that is 9090. As we are testing this application locally, so for temporarily I am going to stop my server, Apache server, which I have already opened. Just to close it. So now you check it out whether it is working or not. Localhost 9090, it should not work. Why? Because I am going to use this port number in Spring Boot. Okay, if still it is continuing, it is coming, then what you need to do now, then ship that is Windows and R services.msc file, open. Just open this Apache Tomcat, just right click and stop the server manually. So if it is showing it as site not reached, no problem, you can continue. Okay, so now you can go ahead with your application.properties file. So in this example, I created e-commerce as the database name, username as the root and password is the root for my MySQL. So open the MySQL workbench to do this initial configuration. Then you can build your application. So click on this plus sign and keep the connection name as db123 ecom or anything you can keep. It is not a problem. Keep the password as root. Click on OK. Test connection. As I have already completed the MySQL connectivity, so you can also do the connectivity before doing this exercise. Click on OK. Just click this db123 ecom. So now you can see that there is no e-commerce database exist. Okay, now just to copy this and come here. I want to create a new schema. Right click and create a new schema with the name e-commerce. Now click on apply. Again apply. Finish it. So now you can see that there is a e-commerce database created with the table is nothing. So which is I don't have any items in the table. Okay, so now let me go to your Spring Boot application. Now I want to run this application. Just right click this e-commerce and go to this run as and Spring Boot app. So we successfully configured our MySQL connectivity. So it won't throw any errors. If it is throws any errors, you have to verify your MySQL connectivity. So I am not getting any errors. At the same time, our application which is running in 9090 port number. Okay. So now you can check it out. If you can refresh this e-commerce database, there is a table with two tables created. One is a product and users. If you click on these products, you can see that there is a column with ID, category, image, name and price is available. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to add a few entries here. So I have a SQL query for it. Insert into products with the name, category, price, image path with corresponding values. I'm just to copy this SQL command and open your MySQL. So in the next line, you please paste it. So don't execute now. Before the product, you have to add this e-commerce dot products. So just to copy here. Okay, now you can delete the first line. Okay, just execute it. So our application successfully executed. Now again refresh the table, go to this products. So now you can see that product is successfully added. Okay, so now let me tell you how to execute or how to verify the same with the local machine. Okay, so now if you can go to the application.controller, so that is e-commerce.controller, there is a product controller is there. See, you can see the output in the localhost colon 9090 slash API slash products. Okay, so you can see that there we have given the list. So that is get mapping. So you can check the output in the browser. So what I am doing, localhost colon 9090 slash API slash products. Just enter. You can able to see all the products whatever I have entered into the MySQL. If you click on pretty print, you can able to see all the items. Okay. See, our application successfully executed in local machine. Now our aim is that I want to push the entire code into the Git repository. Then I want to perform the continuous integration. Let me close it. Our application is successfully executed. So I am just stopping the server also. I am just to stop the server. Server is not required now. But don't disconnect your MySQL connection. MySQL is important. Okay. So now this is your source code. I want to push this source code to the remote repository. That is, so I want to create a new repository by clicking this option, create a new repository. So that is e-commerce you can keep any name, it's up to you. E-commerce back 1. I'm just to keep this as a e-commerce back 1. Okay, or backend 1. So now you keep it as a public repository and create a repository. Successfully created. So now go to your, so keep this window because you need these commands. So now go to your backend folder. So this is the files I want to move into my repository. Take this path, just to type cmd. From here you can execute the command. First command is git initialization, git space init, enter. Initialize the git repository. Now you can check the status of the files. So now you see that all shows us red sign, which means that it is not moved into the staging environment. I want to move all the file into the staging environment. That is git space add space dot. So now what happens, all the files are moved into the stage environment. You can verify the same with the git status. Everything is now moved. Okay. So now the next step is that I want to commit this. Git space commit space -m space, within double quotes you can make it as first commit. Just enter. Commit is successful. Now if I want to create any branch, then you can use this command, git space branch space -m space main. This is to override the existing branch. Just enter. Next, I want to configure the region, that is origin, into my local repository. just add the origin into my local repository. Finally, you can push your source code by this command. Git space, push space, -u space, origin space, main. Just enter. So now what happens? The source code, whatever available here, everything is pushed into the repository. Okay, so this is the public repository. Okay, so as I already said, we already stopped our Apache Tomcat server. Let me try to open with localhost 9090. It is not working. Why? Because we in the previously we have stopped our server. Okay, so now go to C drive, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat 9.0. Taken this bin folder, Tomcat 9. Just double click. Okay, so now server is starting. Now again just enter. Okay, our application is now server is getting ready. So okay, so our final aim is that I want to integrate front end with the Jenkins. Okay, so let me open another tab, localhost colon 8080, enter. Okay, so now there are important things to be done. So that is that we already completed doing the skill 4. While doing the installation, you need to verify few things. That is, go to this manage Jenkins, ensure these things before doing the integration. So just to go to this plugins and just to type, if I go to this installed plugin, deploy to, just to type deploy to container. You see that this plugin I already installed. If you are not installed, make sure that this plugin to be installed by going into this available plugins option. Okay, so that's the first step. Second step is that again go to this dashboard, go to this manage Jenkins. Now click on this tools option. See where I have configured 3 important things. One is a JDK configuration, then another one is Maven configuration, next one is Node.js. See, all these configuration I have given the variable name as well as the path name. So where you can specify now. So I already configured with the environment variable. Open the environment variable settings. Go to this environment variable where I have already added the variable name as well as the value. JDK_home as the path where the JDK is available. Maven where the Maven is available, Node.js where that Node.js is available. All these things I already configured, and the same I have reflected here also. Okay, so that is under JDK installation, JDK home path, followed by Maven installation. So name followed by the path. Next Node.js installation, node_home followed by the path. That's it. Okay, so I already done it, so I no need to do again go to this dashboard. I want to create a new item, so this time e-commerce underscore backend or hyphen backend. Okay, take a freestyle project. Okay, so now you can keep some description, that is e-commerce backend Jenkins integration. Okay, you can keep any description here, not a problem. So this is most important. You need to provide the source code for your Git. Okay, one more thing I am doing, just this Jenkins will act as an intermediary between repo as well as the server. So I am just keeping one step ahead behind your Apache Tomcat. Okay, so now give the source code management, give the repository URL. Okay, so now go to your backend repository what we have just pushed. Click on this code and take the URL and paste it. Okay, so now you can see that I don't want to add any credential because it is the public repository. So now click on this. Now please ensure that the branch. So in our example, we have given the branch name as the main branch. So you have to change the master as the main branch. Okay. Next step, click on this poll SEM option and you can type star space star space star space star space star. So there is a meaning for all the stars which I have already explained during the front end e-commerce deployment. The same. See, which mean that every minute. So if you are doing any modification in the source code, every minute is try to do a new build. That is the meaning. So under the environment, click on the first option, delete workspace before the build starts. Next one, you need to add a build step. Click on add build step. Take invoke top level Maven targets. Just click on this Maven version as the Maven home. So under the goals, here you need to type something that is clean compile package. So now what will happen? Your entire application will be tested, then compiled, then it will be packed with the var file. So that is the meaning of keeping it as clean compile package. Okay, so the next step, you want to add a post build action. Just to click on this add post build action. Take deploy var or air to a container. So you need to specify the var path. So the var may be available anywhere in the project. So I'm just to mention this as the I'm just to mention this as the star slash star dot var. So you need to mention the back context path as back one. So why I'm making this as the back one means the same context path which I have used in my front end. Okay, so I need to use this as the back one. So let me try to add a container. Click on add container and Tomcat 9.x. Okay, so now it is important to choose the credential. If you're the first time user, you have to add the credential by click on this add option. By clicking this Jenkins, you can provide the username as the admin as well as password is also admin. Okay, so now you can try to add it. I already added. So now here it is most important to choose the credential. Okay, once you choose the credential, you want to specify where I want to do the final deployment. Final deployment to be done here only, localhost colon 9090. Now go to this e-commerce Tomcat URL. Okay, so that's successfully done all the configuration. Now you save it. So now you can build now. So it will take some time to complete your entire builds. Okay, so you can see that in the previous example we already completed the front end which we already built. The build is successful. Now we are doing the backend deployment, backend build. So you can check the build status by going to this console output. If you are getting the result as success, then your entire build is correct. It will take another 1 minute to complete the build. So now you can see that the build becomes success. So now what happens is there is a deployment is happening. It is tried to deploy your application into Apache Tomcat 9090. So now you can see that my build as well as deployment also successfully done. Okay. So now what happens? So again, you just go to your Apache Tomcat localhost 9090 and go to this manager app, and here you can see that, see, previously what we have deployed, this e-commerce is the front end and back one is the back end application. Now click on this back one and you are getting the messages white label error message. This, if you are getting this message, then your application is successfully executed. Okay, see, while testing our local application, we have given the URL as localhost 9090 /API /product to check our results. See, now we have added the context path as the back one. So after that you need to add API /products. Just enter. Okay, so now you see that I'm getting successfully. So now what happens is, successfully your Jenkins is integrated with your Git repository. At the same time, your application is deployed into the your SpringBoot app. Okay, so now what we can do now, final testing we will do. See, if I again go to localhost 9090, now click on manager app. See that we already deployed this e-commerce application, right? So you can see that in the previous video I already told you, successfully executed our front end application. Front end is successfully executed. Now let me check this front end is connected with the MySQL or not. Okay, so let me check. Just click on this e-commerce and now you can see that, so there is a login option is available. Try to log out, and if I try to sign up, try to do a new sign up. So while doing sign up, we will give the username. I'm just keeping the username as my name. Email ID, I'm just keeping my name followed by @gmail.com, and password is 123. Click on sign up. So I'm getting the messages, sign up successful. Click on OK. Let me try to sign in with my name, and the password is 123. Sign in. Okay, so successfully our application is executed. If I click the computers, you can able to see all the items. If I try to add to cart, and here you have the option to proceed to checkout. Yes, if you can click on pay now, payment is successful and you are getting the transaction history also. Okay, so now as usual, what we have done in the front end app, if you are doing any modification in the repository, so that is backend repository, again immediately the pipeline will trigger the same to be deployed into your final application. So that's it, we have successfully deployed our front end application with Jenkins as well as backend with the Jenkins. Thank you.